Okay, so assalamu alaikum students. Hope you are fine and well. So in our today's lecture, we are going to cover the chapter number 4 of your class 8. So in this chapter, we are going to learn making the tables, making the links, and the another topics ones. Okay, so in previous lecture, we have studied the HTML. This is basically the structure of HTML, the head, title, and is being enclosed in the ending and as well as the start text. So you know which tags are container elements and which tags are empty elements. All right, so let's start with today's lecture for the table. Now what are the basically the tables? Tables contain basically the number of rows and the number of columns, and it can contains your data, and it is basically very useful for the sharing the information in the very in a format that is more likely to be very interactive and basically a formal one. All right, so for say suppose if you have some data of about, you have some data of bibliography, you can put that all the data in your tables. All right, so they basically contain some tables. In Facebook page they also contain some on the right side, the panel in which the chat, is shown, it is basically a table. And on the left side, this is whereas the navigation bar of the your groups, your pages, your likes, your dislikes. So on the left side there is also a table, though it is being distributed into the number of tables on there. All right, so let's start with table. What is the syntax of table? We will be writing it here, right? Table. Okay, and then we will just close this table, forward slash table. And this table, we have some subsection tags we do have to make sure that it contains some rows and column. For making rows, it has tr, and for ensuring that it contains the data and the columns, it has td. All right, so tr basically is defines a horizontal row. All right, so if we write tr here, it basically makes a row. It basically makes a row here. All right, so in this tr we can write the td, or we can write the th. It depends on our requirement. All right, so this will be all about the one row. All right, so this tr will generate a single row. All right, the number of columns we want to generate depends on the number of td we are going to create in our tr. All right, so this is going to be a tr close. So this is row number one. All right, so in this row we are going to be mentioning some headings on it. All right, for example, we are creating the information about a student, so we'll be mentioning some headings like th, and this th will be writing here name. All right, and the th will be closed here. And again, I'm just copying this everything, and this whole tr will be the row of the headings of the data we want to give. For example, I am generating the four headings here in a table. Okay, so there will be one row and four columns there. Okay, so for example, there is a name, then in the second one there is a father name. All right, then in the third one we have age, and then the last one, contact number or address, would be mentioning the gender. All right, the gender of a student or a person. All right, or we can say use that particular caption over it. So for that particular caption, we can write this, that this table belong to particular information in personal information. So we can write here as caption, and this caption we can write here that this table is about personal information. So we can write here personal information. So that will be the caption of particular table. All right, sorry, caption will be there. Okay, so if I just save it, and where I'm saving it, okay, I will be saving in the document. So I'm writing here a class 8 .html. Okay, after writing the name of the file, I will be writing the .html to ensure that it is basically a HTML document. So in this documents, I'm going towards the class 8 .html, and I'm just clicking on it to open it, and then the table generates, right? This is the basically a caption for your table. This is your first column, this is your second, this is third, this is fourth. Oh sorry, this is the second one columns, and this is the third, and this is the fourth one. All right, so we can use table data over to it. So we can write here as uh, this is the first row, was the first row. All right, so we can generate more rows to it. So we'll be writing in this name should be on for example, we are writing here as Munib. All right, father name we are writing here as Saeed. Age we are writing here is 20. All right, and the gender is we are writing here as M, of stands for a male. Okay, then the the all will be the TD portions. All right, it will no longer be headings. It will be the data to particular uh, cell. All right, so this will be all the TDs here. I'm going to write here all the TDs here. Okay, I'm just copying this thing uh, and just pasting here. All right, so the second one is also Munib, but we can write here as uh, for example, say suppose we are writing uh, Minal, we are writing as Minal here. So in this father name we are going to write Jamal, and in this age data we are going to write the age and then the gender. All right, so for example, if we can save this and reload it over our page, so you can see that this is basically a table that contains some headings: name, the father name, the age and the gender, and the data, and the data provided to it is this is raw data. All right, so this is basically we are creating the about we are creating the table. All right, so basically there are many more properties to that particular table, so we can write in our CSS property. So in the head section we can write there. In the head section we are writing style type equals to double quotation text forward slash css double quotation, and then we are closing it. Okay, and then the style will be closed, and in this style we are going to have a property. So we are creating the property in the tables. So we are going to write table and then the curly braces for it, and after that in curly braces we are going to mention the properties of that particular table. So what properties can be there? So for example, we are going to mention it here as border. So border will be like border spacing. This will be the property name border spacing, and the value to that particular border spacing we can write here as we can write the horizontal border as well as the vertical border. Okay, the number one will be our horizontal border, and the number second will be our vertical border. Okay, if we write just one thing, if we just write uh, one size 10 px, that means it will contain the horizontal as well as the vertical, right? So this value will be your horizontal as well as your vertical. So if we just reload it, uh, so it just give the border spacing to it. Okay, we have used the border spacing here, so that's why it is being used as border spacing. So for example, if we write here as uh, two values 10 px and as well as 20 px, horizontal will be 10 px pixel space, and the 20 pixel will be the spacing of the vertical side. From vertical, there is now a space from the 20 pixels, and from the horizontal, there is a space between 10 px. We can write also here 20, as you can. As you can see now, there is a space of 20 pixel in the horizontal as well. All right. So another property we have is of border collapsing. All right. So if we write border collapse and the value to that particular border collapse, we can write here as by default it is basically a separate value. So we can write here as collapse. So the borders are basically each cell is being separated from each other, but if we write collapse here, so that you can see there is no any spacing to it, and the border has been now collapsed, so all the cells are now being equally connected to each other. All right. So if we write here as for example, we are going to create a border to it, so we'll be creating it as uh, we are going to give the border to the table. So we will be just naming as border property and then the value to that particular border. So for example, we are creating a border of say suppose 5 px. All right. And then the second will be containing the value of the type of border. So we have many types of border. We have underlined, we have dotted, we have solid border. So for this we are say suppose taking the value of border type as solid. All right. And the border color, the third portion will be containing the color of the border. All right. So for border we are getting the color name as red. All right. If we reload it, then you can see that the particular table has some border of which the border of red color. All right. Okay. So this is basically a border to the particular table. So we can also have the table properties as width and height. So we can also mention here the width value we can take in the percentage as well as pixel, but for it we are getting the value of pixels. So for example, I am getting the value of width 15 pixel, and then I am writing the height property, and then the value to that particular property I am saying 10 px. All right. So if I reload it, so now you can see the width has been changed into 20 px and the height into 10 px or 15 px. All right. So if I write just width here 25 and the height here is say suppose 15, so we will just be gonna be seeing how our table look like. Oh, I haven't saved it, I guess. I haven't saved it. Okay, it has been not showing here. Let me see what is going to be. I think it's okay, but why it's not showing? If I just save it and reload it, nothing is happening. Okay, so if I write again here, okay, so now it's in big change. All right, so we write here width. We are writing width as 25 px. All right, so now we can see the width has been changed into 25 pixel. Okay. All right. So it has been now reduced to the size by defaultly. So the height we can say is we can take as 30 px. All right. So we can see now how the height is affecting it. Height is basically 30 px already. All right. So if we write here as 80 px, so we can measure that. Okay, I think height is spelling is wrong. I think no, height spelling is not wrong. I think height takes the value of pixel, but I think it depends on your width. All right. So if I just change this width here, 50 px, it's now again not responding. Okay, wait a sec, wait a sec, wait a sec. Maybe because of what can happen if I just save this? Why it's not responding to it? Alright, if I just save this, okay, it's now responding. If we take a height as 100 px, now we will see to the height. Height is not responding. Height is not changing, uh, but width is changing. Okay, if I say width is 250 px, alright, so we can say the width is now changed. So now the width has been changed into 250 px. Alright, if we change it to 500 px, the width has been now changed into 500 pixels. Alright, so if we now change the height, why height is not working? If we write here 250 px for height, okay, now the height is also working. Alright, so these are the properties for your table. So you can use it to make your table great and make your table more good according to your requirements. Alright, so now we are just removing this table properties. We have some properties for example, we have some properties for TD as well. Alright, we have some properties for TD as well. So we are going to check what the properties of TD are here. Alright, okay, so we are just if alright. Now in TD we have some property name like text align property as well as vertical align property and the padding property. Alright, so the text basically uh, the text to the particular cell will be changed according to the text align. So if we write text align here, text align value contains the left, the right, the center and the justify value. So if I write the center, if I write the center here, so the text of the TD, the cells will be at the centers. Alright. So if I just write here as right, alright. If I just write here right, so all the text will be changed into the right side of your table or row columns. Alright. So if I write left, by default it is left, so there is no need of it doing it. So it will be on left. Okay, then we have the TD property of vertical align. Alright, so vertical alignment is basically alignment of the text from the bottom, from the top, or from the middle. Alright, so vertical align, if we give the value of top, if we are going the value top, so nothing has changed. I think if I have write the property name correct, it is vertical line, there are no any mistakes. Alright, there are no many mistakes. If I write uh, no space in it, the top, alright, if I write here as, I think by default it takes a value of top, so if you could check the value doing that for bottom and check if it changing, nothing has changed. Alright, why the border, why the vertical line is not responding, vertical aligned, okay, vertical line is bottom, text align is left. If I write here as center, if it's now being changed, yes, now it's been changed into the center, but I don't know vertical aligned is why it's not working here. The if we write here middle, it will be moved towards the middle section. Okay, it's not in the middle section. Alright, it's because Alright, if we write here as the border property as well as to the TD, so if we write border colon 5px, so border spelling is incorrect, 5px, and then solid, and we are giving the border color value to the yellow. Alright, so if we can check here, the border color has been TD color has been changed into it. Alright, so what I think it does not contain any space for it, that's why it's not vertical aligned to the tables. Now we can see here. Alright, so for example we are writing here as uh, bottom. Now we will save it and we'll check it. Nothing has changed here. If I write here as middle, it's somehow I think changing, but it is not specifying as because the cells are very uh, short. Okay, so if we write here as 10px border, okay, the border has now been changed into the 10 pixels. Alright, vertical aligned sets a vertical. It basically sets a vertical alignment, uh, but I don't know why it's not, because I think we have used this text align here. If we don't use text align here and just use the vertical align, so now the vertical align has been I think used. It is on the middle. I don't consider it as middle. If I write it as top, so it is somehow is changing, but it's not being showing due to the unavailability of cells of shortness. All right. So if we write another property of TD as padding, so padding actually gives the spacing to the particular cell. Alright, so if we write padding value of padding value, we can write here is as 20 pixel. Alright, we write padding value to the 20 pixel. Alright, so the padding gives the spaces from all of the sides, from the top, from the left, from the right, and from the bottom side. Alright, so the padding property basically specifies the all over the spacing from the cells. Alright, so padding is this. Alright, so I think you should be doing practice on your tables to make more beautiful and more creative tables. Alright, so there are lots of practice examples in your book. You can practice on it. So the next thing we have is the links. So if I just delete this all things of table, I can use the links or on over the same page on or the where I have written the table, but it will be more complex for you to understand it because the complexity of that code will be great. So you cannot be easily uh, get an eye on what I am writing. Alright, that's why I have deleted the tables portion. Alright, so the linking, when you usually basically click on some button or usually click on some link, you would be seeing that you would be redirecting to some another page, another websites, or another link to particular web page. All right, another segment to particular web page. So basically they are linkings, they are anchors for anchor tag for that to use the linking. All right, so there are basically three types of link. The number one is the internal link, which link basically to the current page. The local link basically connects you to the same website. All right, so another page of the same website. For example, in website we have multiple pages. We are working on single web page. All right, we can create more web pages and can connect one page to another web page. All right, in the same website. All right, so another is the global. So what does a global thing by name? It's been clear that it connects the websites of another domain, another platform. All right. So by clicking it, we can get on the another website of it. For example, if you are on Google account, if we click on the Facebook symbol button, we would be redirecting to the website of the Facebook page. So that is basically a global link. All right. So how to do it? How to do the linking? We have anchors for that. So now what is the syntax of doing it? The syntax of doing it is anchor, then we will write harif. Harif means we are hyper referencing it. Okay, so we are referencing to the particular link. After the equal to sign, uh, we will be specifying the address in which link we have to go on clicking that particular text. So for example, I want to go. All right, all right, so this is the new one. So I want to go to the R of code page. All right, so this is the basically link of R of code. So I will just copy this link and will be sharing it on here in double quotations. All right, and after that I would be closing this, and in the after this I'm going to write the content of it. What should I be displaying on the web page or my document HTML document to click on it to go for the particular website. All right, it will show on our browser. So click on me. If I write click on me, all right, so then we are closing this anchor tag. All right, if we just save it. Okay, so if I just reload it, so there is a text near written here, click on me. Alright, if I just click on it, I would be moving towards the this website. So this is basically a working of the global link. Alright, so for the sake of simplicity, we also can use the link for our websites. For example, we have some another web page for it. We have class7.html web page on it. Okay, so the address of it is the same as where class 8 is present. All right, so if we write here as what was the name of the page? Class 7, right? Class 7 dot html. All right, this is the class 8 dot html. This is the class 8 dot html, but I am writing here as anchor array class 7 dot html. All right, so it will take me to the web page of the class 7 which I have created. All right, so this is the class 8. All right, when I'm clicking on it, it has been changed into the class 7.html. Okay, so basically this is a complete you can take that this is a complete website, or there are two web pages to it. If I just click on it, it is be taking me to the another web page of that particular website. All right, so this link basically a local link. All right, okay, for that internal link, for the internal link you will be required to know about the IDs and the you will be required to know about the IDs, but you don't know about the IDs here. So it is a basically advanced topic, and uh, you can easily learn from W3 school, but it is not on your course. For that I would be taking you to learn about uh, the IDs, but you cannot do it for now. All right, so for example, there are also some properties to the particular anchors. We can give particular properties to the anchors also. So we have in style tag we can write anchor. All right, and then after the anchor tag we can also write if the particular anchor is been visited. All right, if I write visited here, then the curly braces, the color of that particular anchor should be changed into the red. All right, if I just save it and I just reload this page, if I just reload this page, this has been now. Okay, so this now has been changed into the red color. Why this is being changed into the red color? Because I have already visited this. Alright, so in this I have set the condition, if the anchor is already visited, then the color of the particular anchor of the content should be changed into the red. Alright, so if I just write hover here, another property of anchor, so in the css property. Alright, so if I just reload it, if I just save it and just reload it here. Alright, so if I'm just hovering on it, if I am just hovering on it, so the particular color of the content is being changed into the red if I am hovering over it. Alright, so another we have is active. So what does the active do? When I write active here, alright, if I just save it and if I just reload it here, and now I'm hovering, it's not working. Okay, because I have now changed into the active, not hovering. But I can write a colon hover also, so that that particular change can be seen. For example, I'm writing here color yellow, alright, and I'm writing here as hover, both of them. Alright, so if I just click reload, alright, if I'm just hovering on it, it has the text is being changed into the yellow color. If I just clicked on it, because it is saying if the link is active. Alright, so if I just click on it, if I just click on it, it will change into the red color, as you can see. But I'm just going towards the next page, so it is not visible to you guys. Alright, so this will be all for the anchor tag and the visiting of the links. So we would be going to the another topic of our, so that is basically a acha, we can also provide the image link. Alright, so for example I am not writing here click on me. Alright, I'm not writing here click on me. I want to just click on the image, and that particular image should be moving toward. If I just found any picture here, uh, mm, alright, I'm getting this picture. I'm just pasting here, right? Alright, so this is basically a kids dot skipping. This is a basically a image. Alright, so I'm writing here the tag of img here, and in source src we are I'm writing here what was the name of the particular image. It was the kids skipping. If I just click on rename and copy its content, its name, so if I just paste here over it in case of any mistake, so if I just close it, so this will be a picture, and in that picture there will be an anchor. So there is a picture in that anchor. All right, so if I just click on the picture, so the anchor will move. If I just reload over it, so this is picture, but it's not showing. I think it's because of the name. It's kids dot kids skip. Acha, this is png file, that's why it's not showing, I guess. Alright, so for example, I am taking this, all are the PNG pictures. Can I just find the picture of kids skipping dot PNG? Acha, I haven't mentioned the dot extension of that particular. Alright, so I have written kids skipping dot PNG. Alright, so if I just reload over it, the picture will show. Alright, and the picture is being shown here. If I just click on it, it will be moving towards the targeted anchor over it. All right, so this is image will be a particular link. All right, so if I just mention height and width already here, if I just write 100 and the width for it particular will be 200. All right, so if I just reload over it, so the particular image is being now changed. If I click on it, it's working. So this will be the portion of the links. So we have also another tags for the tags for the images or audios as well as for videos. All right, so we can have audio tag here in our HTML5, in which we can select audio to it. Alright, so the tag for that particular audio is audio. In that audio we have some attributes name src. Alright, the src will be the path of that particular audio. If we take audio from our computer, so if I just click on music and if I just cut this and paste it in over where our HTML page is. So for the sake of simplicity, we can also make a folder and uh, name it as our web pages. All right, so we can also put all our content to the particular folder, so that it will be easy for us. All right, so if I just reload over it, so the file is not, because the now path has been changed. So if I just save this and reload over it, and in this documents we have also a page of web pages. All right, we have a page of web pages, so we can write here web pages forward slash and then a.html. It's not showing still. Okay, that's because the path has been now changed. Okay, so if I save as and click on it, where is my web pages? All right, if I just save it and yes, I want to replace it. All right, so if I just click on it, particular 7.html is showing me. All right, if I just click on that 8.html, it's now showing, but there is no anything because we have changed our content. Okay, in the src we can show the path of the particular audio. So the audio name of that is this, so we can uh, copy the name of that particular source and we can write in our double quotations, or we also need to give the extension to it. I'm sorry, I forget the extension in the picture. All right, so we have also the controls attribute. It will show us the controls of basically particular uh, audio. If I just attribute write autoplay, so it will just autoplay already. If I just reload the page, okay, it's not autoplay because I haven't set the value autoplay to the autoplay. So I can just set the value to the autoplay as autoplay in double quotation, I think. Alright, then controls value will also be the controls, so I can just put the value controls over it. If I just now reload, so if I just play over it, now the song is being played. Alright, so but its controls are not showing here and the autoplay is also not showing here. It's because uh, we can set the controls spelling is correct, controls double quotation is all right. So what will be the mistake here? I think there should be any mistake, otherwise the computer is not wrong. Mp3, all right. Then in controls we have right, equals to sign. Then we have mentioned controls over it. So okay, if we don't write here controls, let us see what will happen. Alright, if I reload it, so there are no controls. Alright, so there are no controls, there is no any audio. Why there is no any audio? Because the audio may contain the close tag as well. So I think without that controls we cannot see anything on our web page. Alright, so if I just write controls over it, alright, so if I just mention the value controls to it, if I just save it, and now if I just reload it, now the audio is now being showing and the controls are also being showing. Alright, so this is actually a requirement for using the audio, as well as if I write autoplay. I don't know why autoplay is not working too. That means the controls was working previously. Alright, autoplay, why autoplay is not working? If I just open this link, it is not autoplaying. Maybe it's because of my browser. So alright, so these will be the attributes of the audio tag. There is also attribute of the loop, which will be uh, like that if the audio is completely played, so it will be played again. Alright, so then we have some video tag as well. Okay, so video tag basically, acha, audio basically supports the three format, the WAV, MP3 and OGG. In HTML5 we can use these currently file formats of audio, WAV, MP3 and OGG. Alright, so in video section we have we can write video here, and the attributes will be same as that of audio. So want to take a video from our, okay, if I just cut this and if I go to the document portion and in web pages I'm going to paste over the video here, and if I just rename and copy the name of the video and the extension is the mp4, I will remember that in the src we can write the part to the video. Alright, so this will be the name of the video, then extension of video I'm writing here as .mp4. Alright, if I just also specify the attributes of the video, so the attributes of the video are the same, controls equals to double quotation, we have value controls in the controls, and we can also specify the height and width of the video portion. The rectangle box of video we can also specify how much height and width we want. Alright, so I can take the height value of 500 and the width value also to 500. If I just write here width value also to the 500. Alright, if I just reload it, my web page, so this is basically a particular video and it's now been showing here. Alright, so if we click on the play, it's not showing. Alright, so if we just click on the, we have set the attribute, but if we want to name as, so we can also mention the autoplay here. If we write autoplay here and write autoplay. Alright, so if I just go back towards my window and see if it can play my video, it's not playing my video. I don't know why it's not playing my video. Should I be changing its name? Should I be changing its name a.mp4 because the name is too big? If I just click on it and reload, I think it was the name problem. Yeah, it was the name problem, that's why it was not getting it. uh, I have changed the name to the a.mp4, and now a.mp4, so the video is working. Alright, so autoplay is also working here. In this thing, autoplay is also working here. You can see autoplay is not working. Okay, autoplay is not working. So maybe it may have some another value for autoplay. Say suppose if I write in uppercase. Now if I just reload it and see if the video is autoplayed or not. No, the video is not autoplayed. Okay, so the video is not autoplayed, so there may be another problem with my browser, so that's why it's not autoplaying. So the now file format that video tag may contain are the mp4 webm, and also it supports the format of ogg as well. All right, okay, so this is it. And actually, you can also use the audio tag and video tag as well as uh, with the use of the embed tag. All right, so you don't need to demonstrate that this is the audio, this is the video. You can write here in as embed, and in source you can specify the audio as well as you can specify the video. .mp4 or .mp3, you can specify both. You don't need to remember the audio or video tag name. So we have another name, the embed here, but there will be no, I guess, the attributes for it for the controls. So if I write embed, the source will be the same. The controls, I think it won't work. Height and width will also be the part of it. Alright, so if I just reload it, so it's now working and the video is now also playing. All right, so controls are also being visible to it, so that takes the attribute of controls. So we can also specify the uh, our song to the here. All right, so if I write here .mp3, what was the name of the music cover? It was, I guess, Parende, but spelling of that is all right. I got it, Parende. All right, so if I just reload over it, now this is the video, but now I have changed into the audio. I have also given him some height and width, so it's showing here. All right, so another thing we have is the frames. Now what are basically the frames? Frame basically allow you to open more than one web page simultaneously in a browser window. So in a browser you can see more than one window, more than one web page on it. All right, so it divides basically the screen over to the rectangular areas. All right, so if I just create some iframe, so the tag for it will be the tag will be for iframe is iframe. All right, so if I just write here iframe, and then we have also the attributes to the iframe. All right, so for example, uh, we are creating here as source. All right, and in this source we are naming whatever seven web page was there. What was the name of it? It was, I think, class7.html. all right, class7.html. all right, if I just uh, mention the double quotations here. All right, I have mentioned. All right, so I want to mention also the height and width to it. So if I just mention here, height equals to 500 and width equals to 500. All right, so this will be our iframe. Now we want to check this iframe is basically a container element or a this is basically a container element, so we'll be writing here as / iframe to close iframe. All right, so we want to now check if it now working or not. If I just click reload on it, okay, so there are basically one frame over to it. Okay, this was the page basically of our class 7, and it's basically showing the complete in our iframe. Okay, so now this is our video. Okay, so now this is our audio section, and this was basically a page from the uh, page from the web page from the class 7. So this was the class 7 page. So if I can another, if I can put another iframe, if I can another put iframe here, so and the same source will be used here. So if I just reload our web page, okay, so they are basically showing the two uh, web pages here. All right, so this is the another one, class 7. This is another one. All right, so we have by default this is scroller here. If we are, if we have some more bit to our web page, to our class 7 web page, so we can also be using here the scroll bar to move the whole complete web page here. All right, so you can use it, the iframe, you can explore it by your own self now. Oh, okay, so now creating the HTML pages for your figures is now your assignment. So let's do that, and complete your assignments, complete your practices of HTML, complete your practices of HTML given in your figures, given in your books. Complete all the assignments, complete all the figures, practice those HTML pages, so you'd be more be frequently using that text, so you can easily remember that. You don't need to remember your question and answers. If you do practice quite a lot, so the question and answer will be at your tip. All right, so that will be our lecture. Okay, so thank you so much